Audi RS7 here. I just want to show you guys how you actually take off the starter motor, because I checked YouTube and I couldn't really find like a proper video over there. And yeah, my first video I was just ranting and complaining about how hard and how tough it was. Yeah, it was a tough one to finally get to this point. So first thing first, you have to take off the steering rack. The steering rack. When you take that off, it will give you a little bit of leverage and access to see whatever you're going to be working on under there. You take off the steering rack, and that's the steering rack there. And secondly, yeah, there are two bolts holding the steering rack. I think they're these long bolts, and they have these washers in it. Yeah, these bolts. Trying to focus on it, it's not working. Whatever. Yeah, these are the bolts. And so when you take that out, you need to also, secondly, you have to also take off the drive shaft. On the driver's side, you have to take off the drive shaft, because that is the only way you can get to a boat. There's a boat just how do I explain this now? Yes, just behind this plastic here, just behind this plastic, this one here, holding this harness. You have to pry to the with a pry bar, and you see find the bracket, one of the bolts holding the engine mount bracket. The starter motor is just after that up there. And then so when you take that off, you still need to take off the front, which is this one here. So here it's just like it's a modular design, and mind you, there's a lot of pipes in here that you have to be careful of, and pipes and wires that are hidden. And when I mean hidden, I mean like very hidden. You have to be careful with them. So this is the condenser, this is the radiator, the fan. I left the inter. Okay, that's the condenser. This is the intercooler, and this is the radiator. I left the condenser hanging, and yeah. So when I took this up, when this was open, I also then used released the tension from the belt, and I took it off. This is the flywheel, and the alternator was here. This is where your main access is going to be. I don't know if you can do much if you don't take this alternator out, because it's going to be very hard. So the alternator is here. It has a long bolt here. It has a long bolt here. I think it's 13 or so. So you lose that bolt, you just pry the alternator out, and you take out the alternator. Then it now reveals the engine mount, which is here. It has like a spider kind of mount. So this is the mount. It's like a spider. It's like the bracket. This is on the engine like this. So you can get this bolt from that. When you take off the alternator, you can get this when you take off the drive shaft and the steering box. You can get this too, but this is the problem. And if you don't, there is this bracket that is on top of the drive shaft. It's like a protective sleeve covering this one. You need to take these out before you can now easily access this one. We had said you have to pry out that plastic I showed you before. That plastic in there, this plastic, this one. You have to pry it to the side before you can reach it. So you take out that, and then when you take out that, you take out this bolt. This bolt. So this mount sits like this. It sits like this. See it? So through this place, there's a bolt here. See that hole there? You have to take off that bolt. And to take it out, you have to do that through this hole here. You have to do that through this hole. So when you finally take it out, then you cannot put a jack just on the transmission there. Put a jack there. Is the jack. That's the jack. Then you jack it like 5 times or so. Then it goes up. Then you can then pry out we go out the mount. Some pieces of the mount came out from here. Others came out from the front. So when you take that out, then you can now easily see the starter motor. You see it in there. That's the starter motor. So there's a boot down here. There's a boot on the base of the starter motor. There's a bolt down there, and the other bolt which is on the top. You see that hole here? See this hole? See this hole? It's on the back of the transmission, but you can reach it using a long extension. But I'm on brake now, so you can reach it from here. You can reach it from here. This space here. So yeah, it's going to be a very painful job. and you need a lot of patience, because if you don't have patience, you're going to break a lot of stuff. And mind you, most of the stuff here are like the alternator, for example, it has a coolant cooling system, and yeah, it has a very weird sump. You see the sump is here. If you put a jack here, you can crack this. So you have to be very, very careful. Mind you, this is a performance car. Whatever you damage here, you may have to take out this whole engine. And that was the scary part of working on this car. But yeah, apart from that, you just need to learn how to work in tight spaces. It's very, very tight. Mostly if you have big hands like mine. So yeah, I also had to take off the airbox. That was in the initial beginning, when I was like in this initial start. I was trying to like look down to see where the starter motor was located, because it was smoking. And yup, that's everything. I'll be posting this on my TikTok, and I also put this on my YouTube, because I didn't find any of the tutorial video on how to take off the RS7. So like I said before, you take this out. To take this out, it has 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. On the other side, 1, 2, 3. And this one is not so strong. You have to be careful, else you may just break it. It has just 1, 2 bolts there. On the other side, 1, 2 bolts. And yeah, I also took off this clip though, so I could pry behind the radiator to take off these pipes. This one easy to take out. This guy almost made me cry, but because of this, I didn't want to break this plastic. So yeah, it is what it is. And mind you, before I forget, please take out the battery. Very important. The battery is located in the boot. Make sure you take off the battery, because in the process of taking this, this is the sensor that detects crash. If you mistakenly bend this while you're still working on the car, you're going to like activate the airbag, and that will be like a very sorry case, a sorry situation, a very sorrowful one. So yeah, that is everything. That is everything. So after my break, I'll take out the starter motor, then I'll start to put all this back together. It should take maybe a day and a half to put them all back together, because of those hidden wires and hidden connections that I don't want to miss. Because if you miss any of them, you have to strip again, and I'm not stripping this thing anymore. Once and for all, that's it.